Welcome everyone to Keesh Goes to China, Keesh Goes to India, the City People, episode 5 of season 2. Now, this is a very special episode because I was able to go back to India to meet the people that I really wanted to from the beginning, the city people. It's hard because it's difficult to find where they are because they're in deep rural areas of India. And so we got in the car with our guide and we just set off to the area. Now, before I went, I prayed to God and to my ancestors to make way that He would connect us with these people. And we randomly found some people and city people in the city, and they took us home and they took care of us. This is that visit.
Good morning, everybody. It's 6:30 a.m. and we are going to be heading out, checking out of our hotel here, going down to a deeper part of Goa to look for the city people. That's the Siddi people, and they are Indians of African descent. They came over about several centuries ago, and they were used by the Portuguese as slave labor. And after they were freed, they've just remained here in India. So this is the real main reason why I wanted to come back for this trip. So they live in the cut, like in West Bubble. So we have to wake up really, really early, and we're gonna be pretty much driving all day to see if we can get them. So peace out.
After hours of driving, we encountered these two men, and everything else would just change. The man on the left is John, and John would invite us to his house for a conversation of our entire life, our entire lifetime. We learned so much. Check this out.
Only for this Indian culture. Indian culture following. The other people will be, but some culture is own cultures. Not any other peoples are not concerned, but our peoples is so will be own culture is following now here. That not African, not foreign.
You just have your own culture.
Culture.
So what is that culture like? Like if when I go back home, or when we go back home and people ask us, okay, for the city people, what is their culture? Can you explain the culture? What is city culture?
Shidi people's culture means is they playing one of the dol damam and singing the songs and some dancing.
Okay.
It's in festival time and marriage time. That's all.
When is festival time?
Festival.
When?
Festival means is now we are here in Catholics religions following.
Okay.
Now is tomorrow camp is the Christmas, no? Christmas.
Yeah.
I will welcome to you for the festival for Christmas.
Christmas.
It is here first going to church. The mass is there. Night midnight 24. Then after is coming here and so any varieties food is ready.
Food is ready.
Yeah.
You eat food.
In 25th morning.
The morning of the 25th.
Yeah. And then some culture programs also conduct all together. Then very happily one of the festival, Christmas festival.
So how about marriage? When they do the wedding, you said also wedding.
Marriages in our people, not out of people mixed,
Okay.
is girl and boys and this our peoples,
Just your people.
Hindi peoples. And some first day is in what is this? You tell you one type of in old people God. God does celebration for the puja. Puja means whatever you what you tell it. Puja means prayer, just like prayer. Old people go to keep it photo and then afterwards can be praying there. Then the so is marriage boy. Marriage boy touching up that one type of haldi. What is the yellow color touching all and afterwards in the bathing. And afterwards can be put up the dress. And all old people says that they are the marriage boy is give the gift all
The guests.
Yeah.
So as far as living in Indian society, how does the native Indians, how do they treat the city?
Sari.
Yes.
Yeah. Ladies all ladies give the saris.
Oh no, not the sari. Like the Indian people, how do they treat you? Are they?
Do they treat you differently?
Yes.
Different?
Yeah.
No difference.
They don't treat you differently.
Equally.
Equally.
Good.
Equal. Okay, good.
Good. Because sometimes in the United States, they don't treat us equally. Not all the time. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but there are times where inequality, they do things that where they make us feel unaccepted. Sometimes. So it's interesting to see, how other people, how they treat us. And so to make sure, so they treat you equally, that's good. That's good. Beautiful.
Do you have any kids?
What?
Do you have any children?
Children,
Yeah.
One of the one.
Only one?
Only one.
What, boy
Boy.
or girl? Boy?
Boy.
How old?
She is 6th standard now.
How much?
7th standard.
7?
Standard is study.
Oh, he's studying? He's studying?
Yeah. My boy is study in Yellapur.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He's in college?
University?
Yeah.
University? He's
University,
studying?
not university. The school is there.
Oh, okay.
He's in primary school.
Convent school.
Okay.
There are some problems that economical problem attack. That's why they drop out. Sometimes some children are drop out in there. That time. Afterwards can be some 10th. Can be 10th. After 10th, going to college. That time also some children are dropping.
They didn't go to college.
Yeah.
But now they are going to college. Now they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
That's
And help?
Yeah. I'm going to Yellapur, near 10 kilometers. Up and down. Morning is going, evening is coming
Come
to
back
here.
and then after when they finish college, do
Yeah.
they leave and go to a different part of India or do they stay here and help?
Yeah. Some after education, going to some people are going to, some children are going to small working is job, privately, not government. Government job is very fight here. Competition.
Okay.
So they're competing for government jobs.
Because
Okay.
they pay the best.
But they come home to help.
No,
Right.
come home and going to another people's house working.
They all go
Field
somewhere
working.
else.
Field
Okay.
working. हा? तर ते आपण म्हटलं बघू
I will be the only one eating on this.
त्याच्यानंतर
I've been eating it. Don't worry.
तुम्ही आमची लोक काही हात कशी हात बघतली अशी असली मागीर तरी पण एवढ्या स्वरूप ना हे सगळं बघूच आहे आपल्या इथले अशी म्हणतात यू कॅन कंटिन्यू
So,
since I've been working in China and the places that I go, different vacations, I always look to find people that look like me. That's important to me. That I find people who look like me, because I don't get to see it in China.
No.
And so when I found out that the Siddi was here, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go to India the first time, March, and if I can find it, you can turn it this way. If I could, if I want to see it, if I could find them, then that'll be good for me. And the first time I came, I was in India for 1 week, and I was too far away. And so I said, okay, next time I'm gonna come. I purposely planned this trip. I wanted to see other things, but the other stuff was not important. My thing was to connect with you. And that was the main reason. So I've met you today. Hopefully in the future, we will be able to keep in contact, email or whatever. But you were the main reasons why I came. Main reason why I came. I wanted to see you, the people who look like me.
ते आता येवको हे सगळं बाकी सगळं कारण होय पण मेन काय म्हणल्यानंतर आपण इथे आमच्या लोकांक बघू जाय आमच्या लोकांच्या वांगडा भेटूंक जाय आमच्या लोकांची परिस्थिती आपण म्हटल्यार ती एक नमुनी अभ्यास करूंक जाय शिकूंक जाय बघूंक जाय हे ज्या वरवी नंतर फुडें आमचा कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट कसो चालू होता ते बघू जाय आपण असलोच एक वार टाइम आपणाक एक वार टाइमात सगळे आपण करून घेऊन जाऊ जाय
And I came because of her. She wanted to see you guys. So I also didn't know that Africans lived in India. So that to me was new. And I said, wow, I would love to meet you and find out more about you. So this has been an incredible experience.
त्याच आपल्या लोकांक आमच्या लोकांचेर आमकां मोग आहे आपणाक मोग आहे आपल्या लोकांचेर बघूंक लोकांक आनी आमच्या लोकांचें जीवन बी तसलेंच कल्चर सगळो आमच्या संस्कृती तशी आपण तिथं बेरतून बघल्यार मात्र कळता न्ही कोणी कोणी बी सांगल्यार कशी कळता ते बघतलेच आपणाक आशा आहाय ती तशी म्हणून आपण गेला Another one of the questions.
She has a lot of questions.
So, you are married? Married?
No.
Unmarried? He is not married?
No.
Unmarried, all of?
For people like us.
She did this?
Yeah. For me, we're always searching. Especially people of color, because we don't know where we're from. We don't know where we come from. Even though like our background is Jamaican, but we don't know where in Africa we're from or where our people come from. So
We connect with everybody.
yeah. Whenever we see people of color,
Are you crying?
we want that. We want that closure to know where we come from. And so, for me, this trip, everything else didn't matter. This is what matters to me. Because it's like one step closer to home. To know who we are, where we come from, what runs in our veins, the blood. Because back in the States, we don't know. We're told one thing, but it's not what it is. And so for us to be able to venture out and to meet you, to see you.
It's beautiful, man.
Okay, sorry. आमच्या लोकांचे कष्ट थंय काळे लोक म्हटल्यानंतर केवढे कष्ट दितात म्हटले ते सांगू पयना त्यानंतर कष्ट काढलात लोकांनी फाटी आता आताच्या काळी तरणाच्या विचार करून बघला खूप दुःखाची संगत नाही उदाहरणार्थ आमचेच जलेबी जीवन फाटी कशी असेल फाटल्या काळात ते आणि तेवढे सगळे त्रास काढलेली पण त्याने म्हणतात लगीनच एक मुख्य नाही लग्नाच्या जीवनात थोडे संतोष बी आहे थोडं कष्ट बी आहे कष्ट काढले खूप लोकांत पण थोड्यांचो जो कष्ट बघल्यार आणि जीवनात आणि दुःख म्हटले सरीच ना तर असले आमचं जीवन असताना बाकीचे जो पांढरे लोक आमकां खूप त्रास दितात
आताला बी हात कड्यार त्रास नाही
ताबे हात त्या स्कूल
कड्यार कशी असेल
गेल्ल्या सगळं बी सेम माहिती तशीच
त्यांचे सगळे शिक्षण लेवल सगळे कसे की शिक्षण आर्थिक परिस्थिती काय काम करतात ते
स्टडिंग और वर्किंग
We're teachers.
Teacher. You also teacher?
I'm a counselor, but yes,
Counselor.
I help. What I do, I help the children in school with their emotions, and those who want to go to college in America, I help them to apply to college and to go to university.
Yeah.
That is what I do.
College university से counselor थी.
I teach music.
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 Yeah, music teacher. I see.
शिक्षण शिकून
And I, the little ones.
I see. Counselor. Yeah.
Yeah, the little ones. I
Yeah,
teach
we
them.
both have little ones.
Yeah.
We teach
Yeah.
little
I
ones.
see.
So 5-year-olds. I have
Hey,
5.
तबला मास्टर. संगीतात तेवढे हुशार. क्या म्हणजे भाग्यासारखी दिसता रे.
I look like a teacher. Yeah, teacher.
Teacher.
No studying.
मग ते द्या दिले
I'm an old lady.
वाजेचे वाजेचे ती काय सांग आमच्या एक बहिणीची चिडू हिची अशी सेम तुझ्यासारखीच
So, she's saying his sister's daughter, one of the name of Bhagya.
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 Same your shape cut. Same your shape cut. They are asking, since my daughter.
Because I look like
Cousin
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I look Indian.
Yeah.
Yes, very Indian.
Yes.
Who knows? You're my people. We're the same. So
Yeah.
very similar features.
होय तशीच दिसतं ना
I was looking at her and I said, "Oh my gosh, she has my hair the same." So yeah, we're all the same. We all come from the same
काय
place.
ते
We're just spread out.
बघू केवढे आपण इंडिया सारखे दिसता कलर कलर नसल्या तोंड सेप कट आणि इंडियन सारखे दिसता बघा म्हणजे केस
होय होय खरंच आहे
ते धवी आहे नी
हं,
त्यात मिळता की नाही घेऊन
हं.
Spending my time with John and his family ultimately changed my life, and I do plan to return to India to visit them again and possibly stay a little bit longer and learn more about the city culture. It's something that when we see how diverse the African diaspora is, we're all over the place. And it's a shame that many of us don't know how far we can find people of African descent. I challenge you to learn more about our history and our culture and where our people have been spread out through this world, this globe, and to learn more about how we've made an impact in certain areas. Our people need us. We need to reconnect. We need to invest in one another because that's the only way for our key of survival. If you would like to meet or get in contact with John and his family in Yellapur, India, feel free to send me an email and I will share their location area with you so that way you can find out how to get in contact with them. Once again, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next episode of Keesh Goes to China.